Welcome back, friends. And if you're new here, my name is Kim, and I'd want to thank everybody for joining me in the kitchen again today. So I was wanting to make something sweet for dessert, so I decided I'm going to make this. It's absolutely delicious fudgy cheesecake brownie. This is absolutely the best thing you will ever eat if you are a chocolate lover. So let's get started. So in this microwave bowl, I just have 2 sticks of butter. I'm going to put this in the microwave and I'm going to melt it. It's a half a cup of unsalted butter. Now that this butter is nice and warm and melted, I'm going to add 1.5 cups of semi-sweet chocolate chips. And then I'm just going to stir this up. And I'm going to get these coated really well. And then I'm going to put them back in the microwave. And I'm going to microwave them for about 20 seconds. And then I'm going to stir them. And then I'll microwave them for another 20 seconds and stir them, and they should be melted. Now I'm just going to get this all stirred up. Just want to make sure all those chocolate chips in there are melted. And this is a very easy recipe for a homemade brownie. It doesn't take much time at all. Okay, now I'm going to add 3/4 of a cup of unsweetened cocoa powder. And I'm just going to get this all stirred up. Make sure it's all mixed in with the chocolate. So how is everybody doing today? I hope everybody is doing well. Everybody craving chocolate? I have had a horrible craving for chocolate. And this is probably the best craving for it, is some nice fudgy brownies. These are a really dense brownie and you don't need a big piece. It will definitely cure your chocolate craving. I'm just going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Salt kind of brings out that flavor in the chocolate. You really need some salt in some baked goods. And then I'm going to add 3/4 of a cup of white sugar. And get this all stirred up. And it sounds like a lot of sugar, but you're not going to want to eat a huge piece of this because it's so chocolatey and so fudgy. You won't need a huge piece. And I'm going to add, that was 3/4 of a cup of light brown sugar. I'm just going to get this all stirred up again. Get it nice and mixed well. And now I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of coffee. This is just coffee that from this morning's coffee. I just saved a little bit. It's cooled down, so I'll just put some of that in. Coffee brings out that flavor in chocolate really well. And now I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. I'm going to stir this all up again. And oh boy, is that smelling good. Now, I'm a cheesecake lover and a chocolate lover, so this hits the spot. It gets both of them. These are some eggs I collected from my girls this morning. There is 2 whole eggs and 1 egg yolk. I'm going to get these broke up and get these mixed in here as well. I want to mix that really well. So is everybody's weather finally warming up? We went from cold and rainy to now we're hot and in the high 90s and dry with no rain. So I think our rainy season might be over and we're drying up. So hopefully everybody's staying cool out there. Okay, I'm going to add 1 cup of all-purpose flour. And we are just about done with this brownie portion. And then we can start on the cheesecake portion. And like I said, this is really easy to make. It's really simple. Now, if you want, at this point, you could add a handful of chocolate chips in here that are not melted. If you want to have some chocolate chips in your brownie, you could add mini chocolate chips. You could probably even add maybe a peanut butter chocolate chip or anything you want to add. You could also add some nuts if you want to put some walnuts or something, and you want to add that at this point. Today, I'm just going to keep it simple. I just happen to have some cream cheese, and I happen to have some semi-sweet chocolate chips left over for Christmas, so we're just using this. Okay, so here I just have a 9x9 pan, and I just covered it with parchment paper. It just makes it easier so you can pull the brownie out. We don't have to flour the pan, we don't have to oil the pan. Just use some parchment paper and it'll pull right out. It won't stick to the pan, so it makes it much easier. Okay, so we're going to put this in the pan and we're going to get it all spread nice and flat. Now at this point, what I didn't show in the video is I had taken a half a cup of this batter and I had set it aside, and I just put it in my measuring cup and set it to the side. We're going to use that for the swirl on top of the brownie. So just pull out a half a cup and set it to the side, and the rest we're just going to go ahead and put in this pan. Doesn't have to be a precise half a cup, just real similar, just close to a half a cup. We're just going to use it for the swirl on top for the cheesecake part, just for the pretty design. So I'm going to get this all smoothed out. I'm just going to kind of get it even in this pan. I want to make sure we get all the way to the edge. I wish you were here with me, and I wish we had smell of it, because these brownies are smelling good already, and they're not even baked. Okay, so let's get started on the filling now. The cheesecake topping. Okay, in my KitchenAid mixer, I have 8 ounces of softened cream cheese. I just brought it to room temperature. And I have a half a cup of white sugar. And then I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla to this. This is a really quick topping. Only takes a couple minutes to mix up. And I'm going to turn this on about a medium, and I'm going to let it mix for about 2 minutes. We want all that sugar incorporated real well and dissolved into that cream cheese. Now, a tip for your cream cheese, if your cream cheese is cold out of the fridge, take it out of the aluminum that it comes in and just put it on a plate and put it in the microwave for about 15 seconds, flip it over, and then put it in the microwave for another 10 or 15 seconds. It'll soften it right up. Okay, I'm just going to scrape down the edges. And like I said, we want this to mix for about 2 minutes. We just want all that sugar dissolved into that cream cheese. And it is smelling good. Okay, so we are all mixed up now. I'm going to add 1 egg. And then I'm just going to give this another quick little mix just to get that egg mixed in. Just enough just to get it all mixed up. And I'm going to stop it one more time. And I'm going to scrape down the sides again. Just make sure we get it all mixed. And then I'll give it one more quick mix and we'll be done with this part of it. Okay, that looks pretty good. Okay, now these brownies have set up pretty good because the melted chocolate has now hardened up a little bit. So don't worry about it. It's just set up because the chocolate is cold now. So we're going to put this topping on. And excuse my bowl in front of your view. I have my camera on one side and I am right-handed. I really should be doing this left-handed, but I just can't use the left hand right, so I'm going to use the right hand. It would be a disaster if I tried to use my left. Okay, so we're going to get all this out of the bowl. Get every last bit of it. We don't want to miss any of it. This is the best part of the brownies. And like I said, these are an ooey gooey fudgy brownie. You don't need a big piece to satisfy a sweet tooth or a chocolate craving, but these hit the spot. And you can even take cupcake papers and put the brownie in the cupcake paper and then put your cheesecake mix over the top and cook them just the same way in a muffin pan. If you want quick little individual ones, they work great. I make them like that for my husband, and then he can just take them to work, and you don't have to worry about cutting a brownie or needing a napkin. All you gotta do is pull off that cupcake paper and you've got an individual little cheesecake brownie. Okay, so I'm just gonna get this nice and smoothed out. Okay, now remember that half a cup of brownie stuff? It is hardened up in this measuring cup. So I'm going to put it in the microwave. I'm going to put it on the microwave for about 15 seconds. I'm going to stir it, and then I'm going to put it back in for another 15 seconds, and I'm going to stir it and just until it's melted just like this. Just don't leave it in the microwave too long or it will burn on you. So just 10-15 seconds, stir it 10 or 15 seconds, and that'll do it. Okay, what I'm doing is I'm just taking little spoonfuls, and this doesn't have to be precise. You can put them anywhere. I'm just going to put some dollops all over the top of this. I know it looks really bad right now, but give it a minute, and it will be a very pretty cheesecake brownie. So we're just going to evenly just put some dollops out. You don't have to put them in any certain order, just kind of do some dollops on the top. And yes, my finger is clean. I did wash my hands. Okay, wipe off my sticky finger now. And now I'm just going to use, this is just a wooden skewer. I'm just going to use the back side of it. I'm just going to kind of go into where the chocolate is and just kind of do some swirls. That's all you got to do. You can swirl in all different directions. And it just swirls, and I'm all the way at the bottom of the pan. So just swirl it. Those are kind of neat. They kind of look like some flowers or some leaves. But all you want to do is just make some big swirls. Don't do little swirls. Do some big swirls. Do it both directions. Just until it looks good to you. Just until it's all mixed up and makes a nice design on top. And isn't that simple? And it's going to be so pretty when it bakes. Okay, I'm going to put this in an oven at 350 degrees. And it's going to cook for 30 to 35 minutes. Now this one took 35 minutes. You need to put a toothpick in it, right in the middle of the center, and make sure it is cooked. I checked mine at about 25 minutes, and then I checked it again at 30 minutes. And make sure you put your toothpick all the way to the bottom of the pan where the brownie is, because the top is going to cook faster. So when that toothpick comes out clean, it's done. This took 35 minutes at 350. See how beautiful these are, and see how it lifted right out with the parchment paper. I just took 2 pieces of parchment paper, crisscrossed them, but that way you can lift it right out of your pan. And look at that gooiness. Oh, look at that big fudgy brownie on the bottom and the cheesecake on the top. Doesn't that look good? And my house smells amazing. It's a mixture of chocolate and a cheesecake. Okay, so I'm going to cut a chunk of this. This is probably too big of a chunk, but that's alright. We'll cut a big chunk and show you what it looks like. Usually I cut this into about 4 slices. So it makes about 12 pieces. Actually about 16 pieces, because I do 4 cuts and then turn it and do 4 cuts. I'm going to wipe my knife off so it's not sticky for our next cut. A good tip is to run your knife blade under hot water right before you cut the brownie. It won't stick as bad. Okay, I'm just going to cut this into 3s. Like I said, I normally cut them into about 4, so they're about half this size. Isn't that pretty? Look at the swirl on top. And look at that fudgy brownie. Look at the cheesecake. Oh, I stuck my finger in it. Nobody's perfect, but it's going to taste good. Well, I hope you get a chance to try this, because my house smells amazing, and I'm betting these are going to taste amazing. So I'm going to put one on a plate. I'll show you what it looks like. But I want to thank everybody today for following along with me and watching my videos. And if you enjoyed this, please hit the like and subscribe button, and you could even share out the video. It would help by trying to get my subscribers. My watch hours are going up pretty good, but I need some more subscribers. So doesn't that look really good? Oh, it smells so good. But I want to thank everybody for following along again today. And I hope you're enjoying these videos. I'm getting ready to do a garden update video. I'm hoping to shoot it tomorrow. I tried to do it today and it started raining on me, so I'm hoping to get out tomorrow and give you a garden update. I've got all kinds of stuff growing, so thank you everyone for watching, and have a great day.